Stavaihi Vedesh Angavadakramopanishadaihi Ayandiyam Samaga Yanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyantiyam Yoginaha Yasyantam Navidasura Suraganaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Please read verse number 28 onwards, please. Ayukta prakruta stabdha Shatho Naishkruti Kolasahem Vishadi Dirga Sutri Cha Karta Tamasa Uchyate Buddher Vedam Dhruter Shaiva Gunatas-trividham srunu Rucyamanam-aseshena Pruthaktuvena dhananjaya Buddher-vedam dhruteschaiva Gunatas-trividham srunu Rucyamanam-aseshena Pruthaktuvena dhananjaya. So please see that very important observation we shared, that beginning from jnana, knowledge, we move into karma and karta. Depending on the type of insight you have, that type of doer you shall be. And the type of action that comes from you also shall be true to the knowledge that you have, not only about the world, but about yourself. So I hope you clearly understood and observe for yourself as to what is your disposition. In reality, every human being will have all the three dispositions, because all of us begin with same ignorance. In ignorance, there is no advanced ignorance, lesser ignorance, more ignorance. In a sense, in ignorance of yourself, we all are one and the same. Same thing also about the creation. As a child, we are all born in the same way. So that time, it begins with a total body orientation, where you take this body to be yourself, and naturally, everything that the child does shall be for self-defense. Now, as you grow up in life, you get educated, you pick up knowledge, then you discover pruthaktuvena, that there is a difference between you and the world, different things in the world, and naturally thereafter, as you come to recognize those things for yourself, then according to the knowledge, your ahankara becomes strengthened. The more and more knowledge you pick up, as you going on picking up the knowledge, I thought becomes stronger. Now, depending on the knowledge that you pick up, individuality becomes stronger, and therefore your actions also become very, as he says, influenced by pride, arrogance, that whatever thoughts you pick up, you think that is the ultimate, what you know, that is the ultimate. But at that time the person does not know anything about himself. He starts relying on the knowledge. As a child, you start relying on instinct. As a youngster, you start relying on the information that you have picked up. Therefore, you become defensive, both for the level of the body as well as the using your informations at your disposal. And whatever informations you have picked up, you think that is the truth. Okay. And if it suits you, you consider it is better also, that must be truth. Like suppose, as an individual, I don't like a particular vegetable. If somebody says that vegetable is useless, you happily agree. If somebody says it's nice, you don't agree. Suppose you hate a person. If somebody says that person is an idiot, then you say, yes, must be. But suppose somebody else praises him, how can you say that? Because it contradicts to your thought. That is why the ahankar, rajasic person, that becomes because of this limited knowledge, where you take the thought itself with the knowledge and not knowing about yourself, you become very, very defensive. And naturally, therefore, arrogance, manipulation, everything continues. Okay. From that tamas to rajas, then when you know about yourself as to who you are, which is avivaktam vivaktesu. In and through the apparently divided universe, you are the one individual reality. Not only you, but everybody is the same. Then the ahankara is finished. When the individuality is finished, the border disappears. That is where you become man of all seasons. Like all season vehicles, all road vehicles, all weather plane. Just like they have no limitations. Everywhere, in every terrain they can move. You become a person who moves in all terrains, all types of people, all types of thoughts, all types of ideas. Everything you are comfortable with because you don't have a border. Understand? Anything that is like morning, that example was fantastic. Remember that. How will you like if a vehicle takes you only in one direction? It can take you only to the front. Can't take the right side, can't do left side, can't go back side. So for back side, to go to reverse, you need one car. To go to right side, another vehicle. To go left side, another vehicle. To go front, then another vehicle. You will be tired. Which is the vehicle is the best? The vehicle which moves in all directions. Exactly the same as a human mind, which moves in one direction, it becomes a hassle, a huge pain for itself as well as for others. Whereas a person who knows exactly how to adjust itself, sort of adapt itself to the situation. Just like today you can take a modern example, is what they call as the, the GPRS system. Those of in India, I don't know, some cars have come brought now. A GPRS system, they put a machine which shows you exactly, suppose you want to go, I want to go 6 Girivalam Road, Ashram. You put it that way. You are standing somewhere in maybe Trichy or Madras, Tiruvannamalai, you write down the address to that thing. Immediately it will give you the route. You can go through this highway, then Nivanam, then this, the whole route will come away. Now, suppose you overshot it, telling you one route. And suppose you little overshot and you go away, he will not tell you, no, what are you doing? I told you this way, what are you doing this way? It will not tell you. Immediately adjust. Okay, find a new route. If you have overtaken, you will find a new route. Adjust to you. If you have gone ahead, it adjusts to you. It doesn't say, what is this? That is why if there is a backseat driver or front seat driver, in a sense, somebody with you, suppose that person is telling you how to go this way. Suppose, I told you to take a left turn, and when there will be argument. To human beings, there will be argument. Whereas the machine, it doesn't argue. What it does? It moves. Okay, you will immediately adjust. Wisdom is that. If by chance the person does something, you adjust. What else can you do? But then what happens is, there are some, most of the people are not like that. Most of the people are boundaries, borders, borders, borders. This is how it should be. By chance there is a change, they find it very difficult, extremely difficult. As a result, full of conflict inside, full of conflict outside. Because they are listening to one little idea in the head. Few ideas are inside the head, few pictures, few images, few conclusions, and according to that the individual functions. As a result, it becomes a tamasic karta. Or a sattvika karta is a one who knows himself, and therefore the boundary disappears. And your taste of it is how comfortable you are under all circumstances. Where there is, as he says, the person who knows this, mukta sangha, anahambadi, dhruti, uscha, samanvita. From the way the person acts, you can know for yourself. Uschaha samanvita, tremendous enthusiasm. Dhruti, tremendous amount of patience. Nothing breaks it down. Anything he can take it. Humiliation he can take, admiration he can take, criticism he can take, laurels offered he can take. People appreciate is wonderful. People don't appreciate wonderful because I enjoy doing it. Finished. Anahambadi, and there is no ahankar also that I am the only doing it. Because if you say I am doing it, then naturally comes up other people appreciating or not appreciating. That is the ragi karam prepsuiti. What is that? Rajasic person. Whereas, so mukta sangaha, for him there is no expectation of any kind. Such a person, so everybody can move from the tamasic to rajasic to sattva, being with himself. So until the person remains with himself, there is a lot of things remains to be done. So if you want for a purpose of human existence, it is ultimately to be yourself. And until you are with yourself, you cannot escape confusions, manipulations, humiliations, anger, hatred, jealousy, emotions. You cannot escape roller coaster ride. You cannot. That is why if a person goes through ups and downs, it is because not that the situations are wrong, but the person himself is yet to abide in himself. Therefore, the more you discover comfort, the more you discover confusion, pain, anxiety, return to the source. Go to yourself instead of trying to find out, point out the mistake in others or any situation. Please understand. Similar situation, everybody faces. Somebody breaks down, somebody rides over. That is the difference. There is no human being who doesn't face what anybody else is facing. Everybody faces in one way or the other. Inconvenience, true for everybody. You say, no, very rich man, he does no inconvenience. You don't understand. The very rich man has the inconvenience of sticking with that riches. To stay at that level. Try to be on the top and then discover how difficult it is. Because the fellow is in the top, always he shall be feeling the push from the bottom because somebody will replace it. You try to be on the top and see what happens. I am talking about riches-wise, physically, physical strength-wise. Your body cannot be in the top shape all the time. Your job will not be always the same all the time because you are growing. Your body is 5-year-old, 15-year-old, 25-year-old, 30-year-old, 50-year-old, 80-year-old. Difference will be there, like it or not. Then you are in a family, it's a different consideration. You are in a job, it's a different consideration. You are with a friend, it's a different situation, different consideration. You are on a trip, different consideration. Always you cannot be on control as far as the outer world is concerned. But inside, within, your mental atmosphere, climate, nobody can change unless you are ignorant. When you are aware of yourself, thereafter nothing else matters. That is why you can see these things when are given out. It is not to condemn somebody that you are a sattvic, tamasic, rajasic. First thing, as I told you, this is a mirror in which you look at so that we know for ourselves where I am. Am I still the baby in the tamasic existence? Or am I moving out into a Rajasic field? Or have I been a Sattvic, understanding, know by truth by myself? Do I know myself? My knowledge of myself, is it complete? My knowledge of the world, is it as it is? If the knowledge of the world is not as it is, you shall be confused. Morning I gave you the example, just like it happens to everybody. All of us eat sweet. All of us eat sweet. We love it, we like it. Then suddenly one day you discover your head is reeling, or your feet, the sole, your area is itching. Then you tell the doctor, why my soul is itching? Huh? Then he says, have you tested your sugar? No. Have you got sugar? I don't have sugar. How do you know? I have no sugar, I am. Just taste it. No, what is there to taste? Because you don't believe that you can have sugar. You go there, 200. Then the doctor suppose say, you should not be eating the sweet, because sweet is very dangerous. No, sweet is sattvic. Suppose you are you getting that? You have an idea in your head, the sweet means anybody who is eating sweet is sattvic person. So you are stuck on that idea. You are eating sweet not because it is sweet, but because you want to prove that you are a sattvic person. So that brings you heavy sugar also. But you are not ready to accept it. But that is what it is. Understand, this is ideas. When you pick it up, that things, then you start functioning from that idea. No. Learning to see whether I have got the right knowledge about the world and about myself. If you take the wrong knowledge as right, you will be fanatic. Just like people are thinking earth is flat. It took a long time for the people to understand earth is round. Even the religious establishment, the church as an establishment those days, isolated, punished, almost excommunicated Galileo because he spoke the truth that the earth is round. But then Galileo cannot have many supporters those days because the whole world thinks earth is flat. So you function from your knowledge. Are you getting that point, please? You pick up a knowledge. And what is knowledge? Knowledge is not necessarily yatharthavad jnanam. Knowledge is ayathartha. Rajasic knowledge is ayathartha, meaning you pick up a wrong information and you think that is the truth. That is where a gossip becomes dangerous. What is a gossip? Somebody puts an idea about somebody in your head, which is his or her personal interpretation or personal conclusion. But he passes it onto your head, so you remain like that. So when you meet across the person, come across the person, you say, hey, I had heard that fellow is a rascal, but he's such a nice man. So you have to make your own conclusion. Or, I had heard the fellow is such a nice man, but he's a crook. Yes, things have to change. Understand? So each that thought that is you are going to use, be extremely careful whether that thought is right thought or wrong thought. Because knowledge will, your action will take place through adhisthana, karta, karanam, prithak chesta. Adhisthana is your body, karta the eye, the doer, and then karana is not only sense organs of action, but also different thoughts. So are your different thoughts, are they right? Are they right? Understand? Please see that. Look, even in what mood you picked up the knowledge can influence you. Suppose you are in an angry mood. Think. Suppose you are already in an angry mood. And when you are in an angry mood, one person comes and asks you, just a simple thing a person asks you. What do you say? Why are you bothering me? He is not bothering you. He is only asking you a question. He didn't know that you are in such a bad mood. Okay, so in your head, what remains that? This fellow bugs me. That person doesn't bug you. You are already bugged. That is why you think that person is bugging you. You are asking a simple innocent question. But you are already thinking he is bugging you. So what is your picture of the person now? He is always bugging me. That person always questions, always asks. Nonsense. Okay, suppose you are in a happy mood, you ignore other people's idiocy. The fellow may be a crook, but you are in a happy mood, so you don't recognize it. You must be razor sharp. Uhapoha vichakshana. That is why in the Upanishad, as he said, Uhapoha vichakshana. You must be razor sharp in order to discriminate. Because wrong, if you start working from a wrong thought, your entire action becomes useless. So, that is where the tamasi karta doesn't know anything about himself, doesn't have right type of knowledge in the outside world, and therefore ayukta, prakruta, stabdha, shatha, naiskrutika. You saw it in the morning, I don't have time to explain it again, all you understand. Vishadi, dirghasudricha. Procrastinating, vishadi, always miserable, alasaha, lazy, naiskrutika, only interested in cutting other people's interests, shatha, deceptive, stabdha, paralyzed inside, prakruta, like a baby child, asanskrita antakarana, doesn't understand what is right and wrong. Ayukta never knows anything about himself. Thus you can see in the world, more people are tamasi karta, rajasi karta. Very rarely somebody moves on to himself. But that is what, if you want to know a purpose of existence, ultimately to move into yourself so that your barriers are taken away. Okay, having told this, now Bhagavan says, Buddhehe vedam dhuteshchaiva gunattatrividam shrunu. Hey Arjuna, now we shall tell you about buddhi and dhriti, dharana. Three types. Gunattatrividam, according to three gunas. Prachyamanam asheshena pruthaktvena dhananjaya. I shall kathyamana, I am going to tell you about it. Pruthaktvena, how, what type of buddhi is sattvic, rajasic, tamasic? What type of dhruti, sattvic, rajasic, tamasic? Meditation, dhruti, your determination, decision, dharana, meditation. We shall see that word meaning, okay? Now, read. 3, you read. Pravrittim cha nivrittim cha karya karye bhayavaye bandham moksham cha yabeti buddhisha partha sattviki yaya dharmam adharmam cha karyam cha karyameva cha ayathavat prajanati buddhisha partha rajasi adharmam dharmamitiya manyate tamasa vrutam sarvarthan viparitanscha buddhisha partha tamasi pravrittim cha nivrittim cha karya karye bhayavaye bandham moksham cha yavetti buddhisha partha sattviki yaya dharmam adharmam cha karyam cha karyameva cha ayathavat prajanati buddhisha partha rajasi adharmam dharmamitiya manyate tamasa vrutam sarvarthan viparitanscha buddhisa partha tamasi. Now, buddhi vedam. Now, buddhi, what type of mind again? Buddhi, we shall see there are three types of mind. Mind means the thoughts, the moods or the attitude, according to which you shall know whether it is a sattvic disposition, a rajasic disposition or a tamasic disposition. Sattvic disposition is pravrittim cha nivrittim cha, karya akarya, bhaya abhaya, bandham moksham vetti. That mind where you can see absolute clarity, total clarity about bandham cha moksham cha, what is bondage, what is liberation. Think. What is bondage? Listen carefully. What is bondage and what is liberation? When I know myself as I am, it is freedom. When I take myself to be what I have, it is bondage. Simple explanation. If you take yourself to be who you are, freedom. If you take what you have to be who you are, it is bondage. Because there is no other bondage in the world. Nothing binds you. Are you getting that point? Please think for yourself. Nothing binds you. You get bound, tied down. The drugs do not create a addiction for you. You create a drug addiction. The sugar doesn't bind you. You become addicted to sugar. The food doesn't create obsession. You create the obsession for the food. Anything. Power doesn't bind you. You create the power. You get addicted to power. Pleasure, whether it is a sound or a touch or a taste or a smell or a sight, independently, or sex or food. None of these sensations ever bind you. You get tied down by the sensations. Thought by itself is not a bondage unless I take that thought to be myself. Even the I thought is not a bondage by itself unless I take that I thought to be me. When I see the meaning of the word I as myself, who I am, moksha. And therefore, every thought is freedom. Every thought is beauty. When you catch every thought at level of the thought itself, action also is beautiful. You are not affected by the action. Remember. Very, very clear. Where everything, you see it clearly. Let me go back to that last one, that verse which we have seen. Sarira vang manobhiyat, verse number 15. Sarira vag manobhi naraha yat karma prarabhrate nyayava viparidamba panchiti tasya hetava. So three types of karma, whether saririka, vachika, manasika. Whatever karma you do, it has its root in the thought. So if every thought is known, and you don't take the thought to be yourself, you are no more bound. Since you are not bound by the thought, you are not bound by the action also. Because aham karoti, the buddhi is not there. Yasya naham kruto bhava. Yasya na aham karta iti bhava. Aham karomi iti bhava doesn't have. Buddhi yasya nalipyate, buddhi doesn't get involved. Hatva vishayiman loka nahanti na nivadhyati. Even if it kills the whole universe, destroys the whole world, still he neither destroys nor he gets affected. Because individuality is not there. Prasansa, not that he shall destroy anything. Person who enjoys enormous freedom shall never even harm anything. Cannot, because for what? What is his purpose to harm something? Nothing. So here it is so beautiful. Understand, buddhi. Bandham moksham. Sattvika buddhi is that where your You clearly see what is bandha, what is moksha. Tasmat pravrittim cha nivrittim cha. Pravritti, nivritti. Where I can engage in action, where I need not. Pravritti, nivritti. Because of that, you don't have any sense of repentance, remorse or guilt at any time. Because if you, long before you want to engage yourself in something, pravritti, you do something, you are totally aware and you know why you are doing it. Is it for your satisfaction or for the sake of the action for others' sake? If it is for your satisfaction, you cannot escape guilt. And if it is for other satisfaction, listen carefully, if it is for other satisfaction, you don't have to worry about, listen, you don't have to worry about it if the other person does not accept it. Why? I was doing for his sake. The person is not interested. Okay. So who shall lose? That person or you? Think of it. So you know where to engage. Nivritti also withdraw. You know where to withdraw, when to withdraw. Therefore, there is no remorse at any time. Karya, karye, vaya, karyam, what is to be done, what is not to be done. What is that karyam, what is that akaryam? Anything that creates conflict for yourself, individually, understand. It's a generalized statement. You know, for a drug addict, drugs do not create any conflict, so it is freedom. Huh? That's not like that. In the process, even later on, you are not supposed to repent for it. Oh, I should not have done. Have you not seen people? While speaking, they will know what they are speaking. Later on, when they cool down, I should not have spoken. They do something, while doing, they don't know what they are doing. After doing something, they say, I should not have done. Somebody can accept it once, twice, thrice. After that, what will they say? Nobody takes you seriously anymore. Why? Useless fellow. It doesn't matter. Karya, akarya. Bhaya, bhaya. What is bhaya? Abhaya. That is what is fear or fearlessness. None of these things, bhaya, abhaya, that is drushta, drushta vishaye, bhaya, abhaya, karanotyartha. When you see something or you do not see something, that bhaya, abhaya is there. You know where you should be afraid, where you need not be afraid. I am free with myself. That does not mean I go into a water, I am fearless. Hey, but there are shark. Doesn't matter. You are not wise, you are stupid. You better, even if you are a wise man, when you are getting into the water, you better know there may be a shark. Watch out. Getting into a jungle, know that there may be a ferocious animal. Watch out. Even while dealing with people, always watch out. You know he is the absolute, he is infinity. But what ideas he has got, what type of person he is, you have to watch out. So you know where is the fear, where is fearlessness. Meaning absolute clarity. You do not any time depend upon external situations for your happiness, comfort, always contented with yourself. Such type of buddhi, that buddhi which no more blames anybody else, no more holds anybody responsible for his misery or for his happiness or unhappiness. Not only you do not consider anybody responsible for your unhappiness, you also don't give credit to anybody for my happiness. Why are you happy? I am happy with myself. What made you unhappy? My stupidity. I falsely relied, which I should not have done. Simple thing. Whereas average person's happiness is where? House is so nice, person is so nice, car is so nice, dog is so wonderful, children are so fine, husband is so cute, wife is so nice. So whatever little goes away, there is a hole in your life. Emptiness, 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 emptiness. Or where is your unhappiness? They are all responsible for unhappiness. And they shall never change and you shall be permanently unhappy. That is why a rajasic person is who? Yaya dharmam adharmam cha karyam cha akaryam eva cha ayathavat prajanati buddhisa partha rajasi. That time you shall know that type of buddhi is rajasic buddhi. What is that? Ayathavat prajanati. Yathavat prajanati iti jnanam. As it is, you know it. A car is a car. It will take me places, doesn't give me happiness. Yathavat prajanati, wise man. Food is food. It is supposed to sustain me, but not for happiness, unhappiness. Jnanam. Ayathavat prajanati is what? Doesn't know exactly as it is. Dharmam cha adharmam cha, does not know what is right and what is wrong. Karyam cha akaryam cha, what is right action, what is wrong action. The person does sometimes confused. That is why the rajasic person. Sometimes he considers right action as a wrong action, sometimes considers wrong action as a right action. Both way. You know, it's like this. Emotions you can take, like sometimes suppose the person is very angry. Just taken very angry, but he shall interpret as I am angry for others' sake. The person is dependent on a food or dependent on a sensation, but he shall say he is free to enjoy it. This is ayathavat prajanati. You don't see your weakness. You consider your weakness as the strength, adana rajasic. And sometimes also he accepts strength as the strength, weakness as weakness. That's little sanity is there. Not full insanity. Full insanity is next one coming. Totally insanity. In the sattva buddhi, total sanity. No confusion at any time. Tamasic, okay, go to tamasic buddhi. Total insanity. Adharmam dharmamiti va manyate tamasa vruta. Sarvarthan viparitansya. Buddhi sa partha tamasi. That tamas, ha buddhi, tamasi, that type of buddhi is called tamasic buddhi, where adharmam dharmamiti manyante. Sarvarthan viparitan. Everything viparita. Everything opposite he sees as the tree. He sees as the truth. How can you live without anger, hatred, jealousy? Without that, there is no strength in life. That is the logic. You have to show your pride. You have to show your confidence. What is wrong in being arrogant? Total opposite. Dharmam cha adharmamiti, adharmam dharmamiti manyante. Hey, why are you sacrificing these cows or the buffaloes or the crows or the whatever, chicken or the things to the God? That is the right worship. What do you know? Traditionally it is going on. Oh, I see. Adharmam dharmamiti manyante. Justifying everything. Like suppose you are in temple in charge and people are pouring in donation for the name of the God. But you spend it for your sake. Then you justify it. After all, I am looking after it. If I don't spend, then who will spend? True. You just understand. Adharmam dharmamiti manyante. Those are the people who become most dangerous. It's like mafia. Mafia thinks he's doing social service by controlling the drugs. It's a social service. Instead of people getting it as it is, he should, he's controlling how, where anything should go. Now what do you do? What do you do? Like a religion also becomes Ghor Tamasic Buddhi, where he says, killing in the name of God is justified. That is tamas. Ghora tamas. Killing in the name of a God. So that you can go to heavens. Ghora tamas. Adharmam dharma. Imagine a dharma, imagine a religion, a belief, a theology. Ishvara. Where total unrighteous action is painted as the most divine dispensation. Believe in that God and the God name, you kill it. What way it is different from somebody believes in money is the ultimate, and at the altar of capitalism, everybody must be sacrificed. At the altar of socialism, everybody must be sacrificed. All these Maoists, what are they doing? If you are that smart, come, organize, be a mainstream part of it. In a democracy, everything is available for people to talk about. Train people, educate people, and see what is right, what is wrong. No. If people are educated, they will not believe in this type of nonsense. Because total opposite. You highlight poverty as the simplicity, denial as the punya. What do you do? Ghor tamas. Rajasic fellow is not that extreme. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. Sometimes good. You can't paint him black, nor can you say he's white. You can't. Because certain times he is nice. Adharmam dharmam iti vetti, dharmam adharmam iti vetti. But sometimes adharmam also knows as adharma. What is wrong, wrong. What is right, as right. But sometimes he goes crazy. Because individuality comes in. Personal interest comes in. When the personal interest comes in, individual interest comes in, then it becomes, you start trying to justify it. You try to justify it. Please understand. Simple behavior, I don't know how much to tell you. Suppose you are given 20 mangoes, hey, distribute among the people. So what do? You can say simple thing, just think, 20 mangoes given to you, distribute among people. The sattvic person behavior will be, you start distributing, everything is finished, nothing left for you, fantastic. That is sattvic behavior. Why? Because it was given to me, distribute, I give it away, finished. Rajasic behavior is, first keep it to myself, justifying. When I am going, you first give it, should be given to me, no. So I keep mine one. Then I start giving it to everybody. Then what happens? If by chance there are 2 people or 3 people not left out, it's all right. But I am not included in that all right if I am deprived. I am not included in that all right if I am deprived. But others can be deprived, that's okay. Tamasic fellow is everything for me, finish. It is given to me, but unless I take it to the, unless people know, how do they know they are getting mango today? So they don't have to know to have the conflict. It's okay. Tamas. Ghor tamas. Simple example, just simple example I am giving you. Look at yourself, your disposition. When you are happy and contented with yourself, your life is totally different. You are absolutely free, absolutely free. As I told you, their boundaries disappear. That is why before so many Sthita Prajna Lakshana, Bhakta Lakshana, gone, Ninda, Stuti, Santushta Satatam Yogi, Nindatma Sanstuti. Santushta Satatam Yogi. The yogi is Satatam Santushta. Always contented with himself. Tulya Nindatma Sanstuti. Tulya Ninda, Tulya Atma Sanstuti. Some people praise him to the sky. Okay, thank you. Some people censure him to the hell. It just doesn't matter. Tulya Ninda Atma Sanstuti. Whether people censure him, do any nonsense, or they are praising, it's okay, both. Why? Because doesn't get flattered by the encomiums of other people, because he knows himself who he is, nor he gets flattened by somebody's disapproval, because it doesn't matter what it is. Yet there is no touch of arrogance. A person who tells a wrong thing about him, he doesn't have to reprimand. That's how the fellow is over. Because who you are is so important. Buddhi. Ada sattviki buddhi. Rajasic buddhi, little clouding once in a while take place. Tamasic buddhi, permanently clouded. Okay? Then look at it. But please see, that is how people begin. How do you begin? Permanently clouded. That is how child. Total wrong things. Ignorance, no. Then you pick up. Oh, this is wrong, right or wrong, you pick up. But then conflict comes. What I consider right is wrong. What I consider wrong is right. Why? They said speak the truth. But speaking the truth is hell. If I speak the truth, sometimes I'm in trouble. Satyameva jayate, truth triumphs. But truth triumphs, but takes such a long time. By the time truth triumphs, I am dead. So I have to do something. So that is the Rajasic Buddhi. Conflict comes up. Sattvic Buddhi, now he knows. In all these things, who is the important person? Ideals or the individual? Thoughts or me? Knowledge or the knower? Knower. Do I know myself? No, know myself. Once you know it, now everything at your disposal to be used. To use a thought or not to use a thought. To use your body or not to use your body. To use a situation, not to use a situation. Totally choice is yours. Therefore, under every circumstances, cool. Shitaloi Mahasaya comes in Ashtavakra Gita. Shitaloi Mahasaya. Shitala means cool. You know, long before English language cool as a cucumber comes in, it was there. Shitaloi Mahasaya. Shitala means cool. The person is always cool in and through all the heat-giving experiences of life. Shitala. Okay? So three. Then go into the dharana. What is the three types of dhruti? Read. Read the three pages. Dhrutya yaya dharayate mana pranendriya kriya yogena vyabhicharinya dhruti sa partha sattviki yaya tu dharma kamarthan dhrutya dharayate arjuna prasangena phalakankshi dhruti sa partha rajasi yaya swapnam bhayam shokam vishadam madameva cha na vimunchati durmedha dhruti shastamasi mata Mata, change, it is Tamasi Mata is written. Okay, it doesn't matter. Read according to this book. Dhrutya yaya dharayate mana pranendriya kriya yogena vyabhicharinya dhruti sa partha sattviki yaya tu dharma kamarthan dhrutya dharayate arjuna prasangena phalakankshi dhruti sa partha rajasi yaya swapnam bhayam shokam vishadam madameva cha na vibunchati durmedha dhruti sa tamasi mata. Beautiful. Now see, from here itself you can appreciate, as I told you, as the Bhagavan says here, according to your jnana, knowledge, both the action and the actor are influenced. Are you getting that? And two types of knowledge, knowledge of the world and knowledge of yourself. Under the present circumstances in our generation, all generation it is true. In this generation, we have knowledge about the world. We didn't have our generations before, they didn't have usually the knowledge of the world. That is why so much of disease, so much of poverty, so much of suffering, physical, was existing. There was no green revolution, so there are not plenty of food available. There was no communication. As a result, if one part of the world was destroyed by a natural disaster, it was gone forever. Today, around the world, today something happens, tsunami, or earthquake, flood, from around the world, plane load of things reach there. People sometimes become better than before the natural tragedy struck. Okay, that is happening. So before, people are not knowing about the diseases. Now they know about disease, it can be cured. So much so now, they are going into such things now. Even now they are planning to do how to genetically correct the child even from the before the fellow is born. Such flawless individuals will be born, human, physical body. And all these possibilities are going on. So previously people did not know about all these different types of knowledge. Okay. Nor they knew about themselves. Okay, nor they knew about themselves. Therefore, it was a problem outside, problem inside. Imagine there is a society where people did not know anything much about outside, but they knew about themselves. Think of a Vedic society, let us say, where people did not know much about the world. They had some type of knowledge, but they didn't have as advanced the knowledge is today, let us say. So, they knew about themselves. By chance, such people are there, which is an impossibility. But suppose they may be very much at rest with themselves because of their attitude. Either they know themselves or they know how to surrender to God. So, everything accepting as it is. Sometimes it can be a defeatist attitude. But the life was very smooth. Ishwar, all God's grace. Suffering, God's grace. Pain, God's grace. Misery, God's grace. That is how many people are surviving. Because in the face of not being able to take a recourse to something, naturally what happens is, the person, they were accepting everything as it is. When they are accepting everything as it is, they were living life in a very, backed by faith. That was okay. But as people started discovering the laws of the universe and changed the material picture of the world, what happened was this simple faith got destroyed. The simple faith is destroyed. Now such people, now the man become arrogant. I can do everything. So in the process, now the person become confused both ways. Destroyed inside, understand, completely destroyed inside, because not knowing about himself. At the same time, the prosperity that he brought about doesn't solve the problem. It solves the problem a little bit, but not much. So that also is gone. So as a result, the person becomes more empty. That is where comes the necessity to recognize yourself, who you are. It's a natural thing. Now, imagine, suppose there are people, as you are exposed to this knowledge, you must find out where you are. How shall you teach? You cannot teach from somebody's standpoint. Do you see these things clearly? Your buddhi, even after education, even after learning, even after exposing yourself to this knowledge, your buddhi, is it tamasic? Is it rajasic? Is it sattvic? So if a tamasic person, but he takes to teaching, what shall he teach? His life is miserable. What shall he teach? He shall speak. But the speech will be only meant for others, nothing for himself. Understand? He cannot give the right interpretation to the sattvic thing, because for him it is absolutely impossible. Very few people can get it. That means I have not got it. Because he never got it. So what is the question of he telling you will get it? Understand the danger in this. Who interprets the scripture? The person who knows the sattvic mind, because he is sattvic mind. He has this vision of, I am the absolute, all-pervasive. There is nothing other than me. And that is how everybody is. I am no way better, somebody is no way lesser. Therefore, you shall take everybody along with it. A sattvic person, a rajasic person, a tamasic person. Ignorant person has semi-awake fellow, and a person is ready to wake up. You take everybody along with you. But the person who is fully tamasic, what shall he do? He can't give the whole picture because himself is not aware of the picture. The person who is a rajasic, what shall he do? He also cannot talk about it. But the person who has gone through sattva, through tamasic mind, through rajasic, and has understood himself, he shall have a hope for the mankind. Why? Because I know where I was and I know where I am. Suppose you say, no, once in a while go through little conflict, good enough. That will be a bad teaching. Because you cannot be say, I am a wise man having a roller coaster ride and I am having a mood changes. You cannot understand. You cannot. And by chance you are having it, you know what will happen? You cannot even tell others that the wise man will not have moods. Why? Because you don't have moods. I mean, you can't say to other people that the wise person doesn't have mood, because you have the moods. So you have to justify it. Therefore, what shall you say? It is okay to have moods. It is nothing wrong in our anger, hatred, jealousy. It's all right, it's for others' sake, not for my sake. If it's other person's sake, why are you getting blood pressure? If it is others' sake, why are you trembling? If it is for others' sake, why are you obsessed? Ask that question. Please appreciate. Who you are. Who you are. Are you the truth? Are you who you are, or you take yourself to be what you have? It's a huge question you must ask. Then you can know from your dhruti. Dhruti means a disposition of the mind. I don't want to say it's a mood. Okay, you can say that. Where this knowledge comes to manifestation at all times with a tremendous clarity. Read, where it says that? Dhrutya, yaya dhrutya, mana, prana, indriya kriya dharayate, abhyabhicharinya yogena. Abhyabhicharinya dhrutya, a dhruti which is abhyabhicharini. Vyabhicharini means which is continuously changing. Shifting moods, changing moods. You have a disposition, abhyabhicharini bhakti. Abhyabhicharini dhruti. Abhyabhicharini meaning absolutely steady. What? Your mana, your prana, your indriya kriya. Your mind is steady. It doesn't take you or anybody for a ride. It doesn't take you for a ride. Therefore not others. Prana, indriya, your sense organs, your body, your actions, your thoughts, always steady. Understand? It is like, even if it is a tremendous movement, it is like, yes, F1 Formula driver or F-16 pilot. The plane may be tremendous speed, but he is in total control. The car is in total speed, but the person is total control. Your mind can be total speed, but full control. Parking car, of course. The steadiness is never gone. Suppose you are flying with the plane, you are flying with the mood, that is where comes mood fluctuation. Dhruti, abhyabhicharini. Throughout the day you observe yourself. Are you the base, the foundation? At all times I am with myself. As fresh in the morning, that fresh in the evening, that fresh in the morning. I have told you those days long, long ago. The freshness with which you start your day, with the same freshness you end your day. Then you are a person living consciously. You don't go through the heat and the cold. Morning it is cool, daytime very hot, night it cools down a little. That is nature outside. Morning also, you are very cool, just with the nature. Afternoon you are insane, because of the heat you are also insane. Night you will slowly little cool down. What a waste. The mental climate, dhruti, abhyabhicharini, where there is dharana, meditation, dhyanam. You are always with yourself, where mana, buddhi, chittam, prana, indriya, kriya, always remain the same. Sattviki dhruti. Acha. Such a person can talk about the rajasic dhruti and tamasic dhruti. But suppose the fellow is tamasic dhruti, what shall he talk about? Are you getting that? Rajas, he has no knowledge that such a thing exists. Are you getting that? A person who doesn't even know that I am the bliss, the absolute. Listen, if you are that, how can you ever fall into traps and trips? You cannot. And in case you choose to fall, you know where to go back. Because you choose to fall. You choose to express certain thoughts, suppose you choose. Okay. How long shall it take you to return to yourself? How long does it take for an actor from being very angry to smiling? For an actor, 5 minutes, you rave, rant, angry, insane. You are the despot, Caligula. The Nazi. Whole stage is set on fire. The screen drops. You go back. Was it okay? How quickly you come back? If you are acting out a mood, that quickly you come back. Because you never left to come back. That is the secret. Don't say, oh, at least so he goes into that and comes back. No, he does not leave it to come back. Because even when you are hitting the fellow in the stage, do you forget that you are acting? If you forget, the fellow will be dead there. Understand? Think of it. Now go to Rajasic Buddhi. Yaya tu dharma kamartha dhutya dharayate juna prasangena phalakangsi dhudisha partha rajasi. Another person, Rajasic person will be yaya tu dharma kama arthana dhutya dharayate. There is another person who holds on to dharma, artha, kama. Listen carefully. Dharma, artha, kama. Person is yet to be introduced to himself. The person doesn't know, but he's a good boy. Good person. In a good person, dharma, artha, kama. He knows this is dharma, right and wrong. This is the security I have to pick up. Kama, desires, legitimate satisfaction have to be gained. I have to get it. But prasangena phalakangshi. prasangena. When he is dharmic, he has a result expectation. When he has artha, he wants security. When it kama, fulfills desires and pleasures, he wants that pleasure, that satisfaction. Why? Not aware of himself. So dharma, artha, kama is there. So his mind a little evolved. Dharma, artha, kama, he knows what he wants in life and how it is to be done. And he expects definite result of action. That type of mind, that we call as the rajasic. Okay, go into tamasic. What is tamasic? Yaya, please see. You can clearly see it. Because most of the people are in that level. Most of the people. Yaya, swapnam, bhayam, shokam, vishadam, madabhayamacha, na bimunchadi durmedha, dhruti sa tamasi mata. There is a hold in your mind, dhruti, like a hold. There's a hold, there's a mood in your mind by which this durmedha means duh-medha, wrong thinking, wrong mind. That type of mind, such a person, he holds on to it. What does he hold on to? Swapnam, nidra. He is held by laziness. Sleep holds him. Bhayam, fear holds him. Shoka, grief holds him. Vishada, like depression, depressive mind, holds him. Madamaevacha, pride holds him. Why? Na bimunchati durmedha. This person does not even want to give it up. He almost likes to be lazy, asleep, likes to hold on to these things. Why? Please understand. No mood can stick to you unless you stick to the mood. Think. Think for yourself. You may like outside suppose there is a climate, you like cold. That does not mean cold will be always there. Why? Outside climate is not under your control. You may like spring breeze, but that doesn't mean spring breeze will always blow. Because the spring breeze is not in your control. What climatic change taking place inside totally depends upon you. The day you are tired of this, that day it will go. That is why everybody begins with this, understand. Everybody begins with this. What begins with this? Nobody can escape all the three possibilities. Because all the three possibilities are in you. That is why as a child, as a growing youngster, almost everybody passes through moods. You are unnecessarily angry, unnecessarily hateful, unnecessarily jealous. Somebody tells you something and you feel offended, useless, and it remains in you for a long time. 5-6-year-old, you forget it. But when a sense of deception, sense of love, affection, hatred, jealousy comes in, it lingers a little more until you grow up. Growing up means what? Oh, these things will pass. I can't afford to get myself lost into this. Then what? That is the time, what do they say? Suppose your mother tells you something wrong and you go and complain to your father. Mommy told me like this. What does the father say? Don't be childish. You see, mommy so much he does for you, no? Correct. So mommy, suppose once he says this, does it matter? That's right. You forget and go. As a child, as you are growing up, you forget it and go away. That is when you are 8, 10, 15, amenable. Now you are 20. And you are testing your first love, affection. You are falling in, falling. When you are falling, now suppose the boy you like or the girl you like, and she or he tells you are an idiot, or you are stupid, or you are useless, you are ugly, or you are something. Even if the whole world tells you are wonderful, you are Mr. Miss Universe, it doesn't matter anymore. Why? That man. Datuman stuck, dhruti, dharana. Understand? Your personal opinion is now secondary. You understand? Your personal opinion becomes secondary. How unfortunate. What do you think of yourself? Even, but my mother can say like that. Why can't he say like that? Okay. Why can't she talk like that? Okay. So XYZ, why can't they talk like that? They have their choice. But what about myself? Talking about myself. You become a sattvic person. That is the third stage, where you go on to yourself. You see the beauty. So, because you go into third stage, you don't forget the second and first stage, do you? Because you have gone through it, no. That is where teacher becomes a teacher. Suppose he becomes Brahman and there is nothing else other than the Brahman. Now what nonsense. Because you remember your pain, you remember your pleasure, you remember your addiction, you remember your stupidity, you remember your foolishness. That is why the wise man was ignorant and ignorant man shall be wise. Wise man was stupid and the stupid shall be wise. That is how it is. That is why there is no hopeless case. Okay, who shall say there is no hopeless case? The person who has found hope in himself. Suppose you are a hopeless case but you are a hopeless teacher. You are angry, jealous, swapna, bhaya, soka, vishada, everything inside you. But you are asked, can you give a talk on the Sthita Prajna Lakshana? So you prepare. Preparing what? Are you supposed to talk about yourself or some mountains? I am talking about myself. Then what are you preparing? Just look at yourself. Just look at yourself. Are you getting that? Get by heart some ideas. Okay, I don't prepare anything. Why? I have got it by heart. People can do that. Like in a school exams, you have not understood anything, but equation also you have got by heart. There are some students, top class vomiting personalities. They can vomit anything, mug it and vomit it. First class. Life, zero. First class, but zero. Waste. There is no intelligence. There is a beautiful verse which says, Yasya nasti swayam prajna. Yasya nasti swayam prajna. Shastra tasya karoti kim. Lochanabhyam vihinasya darpana kim karishyati. Yasya nasti swayam prajna. One who doesn't have native intelligence, what the scripture will do for him? Why? He gives a beautiful example. Yasya lochanabhyam vihinasya. The person who doesn't have the eyes, darpana kim karishyati. In front of a person who has no eyes, put a, what is that? Put a mirror. What shall happen? The person who doesn't think, you put him in front of the, talk him in scripture. That is why people are unwilling to think. Can you talk to them? That is why you are invited to address an audience who are idiots. You know how comfortable it is. The fellows don't think. What are they waiting for? Can you touch us? Can you hug us? Can you do the thing? Some electricity passing through us? We have come here to be electrocuted. Right? You throw some vibhuti and everybody disappears. Can you? Yes. I am disappearing first. Lochana abhyam vihinasya darpana kim karishyati. The person who has no eyes, what the mirror will do? Think. So the person who doesn't know for himself, what shall he teach people? I'm going to give a talk. What are you busy? I'm giving a talk today on the Sthita Prajna. So what are you doing? I'm picking up some verses. For what? Yeah, you can pick up some verses, just to see that. But description, interpretations comes from whom? Yourself. When you look at yourself, amaya sthita prajna, like this, manah chittendriya kriya abhyavicharanya dhrutya dharayate. At all times, mind, intelligence, sansargans, whole world, steady. We talk about it. Other one is no dharma kama artha. But always depends on the result of action. I am dharmic, this will happen. I have security, this provide me security. So it's a normal people of the world, in a sense, everybody who says, if I am a good person, I will be getting some good thing. If I am not, this will happen. So, intelligent person, intelligent, but goes ups and downs. Better than the ignorant, like a child. Can't get out of the, like how the child says, Mommy, it's dark. Mommy, it's dark, I don't know what to do. Now, what do you do to the baby that time? 4-year-old, what shall you do? You say, Mommy, it's dark. What do you do? What does the mommy do? Push him into the darkness? No. Stay, baby. Mommy is here, nothing to worry. The fellow, 24-year-old, Mommy, it is dark. Now what shall the mommy do? Cry, isn't it? Miserable. God, mentally challenged. Don't know what to do. The person has to grow up. Same way. Dhruti, understand? That means that dharana, shakti. What type of mood you have at your disposal? Sattva, rajas, tamas. Okay? Now we shall this, we shall see tomorrow. Another fantastic, very interesting. It's amazing things coming up. Okay? See these things, and then it ends up with, oh my God, I'm so excited. Don't worry about it. Tomorrow is 28, no? Today is 28, no?
29
Tomorrow 29th? Okay, 2 classes. All right. We'll have classes tomorrow. Close your eyes. So see these things again and again for yourself.